Welcome to Canasta Class. Welcome my Canasta friends. In this video, we'll be discussing basics, tips, and strategies all about Canasta as we play on real Canasta. We're doing this in a two-part series. This is part 1 of 2. We'll be discussing setup, signaling, key points to remember, all about ACES. ACES. Setting up. You always want to hold 2 aces on the left side of your hand so you don't discard them. Signaling. You signal your partner that you have 2 aces when you get a third and you discard it. That's letting your partner know you have 2 aces. Of course, you can hold on to the ace to help you get your initial meld, but you might end up with a penalty, so be cautious. There are 3 basic key points to remember about ACES. ACES are not wild card. It is a ranked card and can be melded as pure or mixed. Melding pure aces is risky, but great reward if you know where all the aces are. When melding aces after the initial meld, they must be pure. You get 2,500 points when you complete and make a canasta of aces. If you just meld aces pure and do not complete them, you will have a penalty of 2,500 points. If you have more than 2 aces in your hand, you will have a penalty of 1,500 points. Reminder, if you meld pure aces, you cannot go out until you complete them. Mixed aces. You can only meld mixed aces on your initial opening meld. A minimum of 2 pure aces with 1 or 2 wilds. It's like any other meld of a rank then. It isn't special and there is no risk. Scoring for completing canastas of aces mixed is 300 points. On the table meld, there is no penalty, and at the end of the round, individual points for the cards that were melded are scored. If you have 3 or more aces in your hand, it's negative 1,500 points. A reminder, if the other team opens with mixed aces, you no longer need to hold 2 aces. If someone mismelds, that includes aces on their initial meld, and they have to pick up their initial meld, their partner cannot open with pure aces for a pure canasta. That's the end of part 1. In next week, we'll discuss strategies and tips about aces, so join us. Thank you for being part of my Canasta Class channel. There are many videos you can look at, so head on over and you can search here in the magnifying glass for any topic you wish to further research. Be sure to subscribe by clicking the subscription button, and give me thumbs up if you enjoy these videos, and share with friends and leave comments below. It means the world to me that you're here and take some time to review my videos and also leave comments. Thank you for your support. Let's head on over to real canasta and play a round or 2. We're going to start a new game. We're going to play fast. We're going to select the number of cards needed before adding a wild. So we have to have 5 cards before we add a wild. That's 5 of a rank. And invisible mode. And start new game. And sort our cards by rank. We're going to put out our 3s and pick a new card. Sort again. And we're going to pick a card for our turn. Put out your 3. And we're going to get rid of a single low card, which is a 4. We need 125 to open. That's the first 7 in the deck, so that's 1 7. So So we have 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 5, 15. We don't have enough. Now we have enough. And there's also another 7 in there, so there's 2 7s. So I'm going to go ahead and open. I'm going to put, actually I'm not going to open. This is like too many cards. Let's get rid of our 5s and see if we can get a better grouping here. My partner's opening. Remember, there's 2 7s. We have 2 8s we're going to hold on to. And my opponents put down jacks, kings, and 4s, which we do not have, so I'm going to try this 5. I'm not melting my 10s. I'm trying to pick the pack. I'm going to put out a jack. They have jacks. We're not going to get a canasta of jacks. This is a good discard. I'm going to attempt a 6. Not sure if it's going to work because they never showed 6s, but I'm assuming he doesn't have a pair of 6s. Let's try it. He had a pair. That's a bummer. It's the only safe card I had to discard. Well, now I know he doesn't have any more 6s, so we'll go ahead and keep discarding our 6s. Oh, we do have another 8, and we can put out 2 wilds to close it. They just put out 9s. They're never going to give me 9s. I can try to put out my 10s. Maybe my partner has another 10, and then we can close it. And I'm going to get rid of these 6s because I know they don't have any more. He just picked the pack with it. Put out the 8. It's a dead card. That's 1 7. He had picked the pack with the 6s. He got the 2 7s. Another 7. Oh, I wish we could get those 3s. Kings are closed. That's 1 ace, 2 aces. I'm going to put out my 9s just to get the points out of my hand. I can't lay down this joker because I need 5 of a rank, and we do not have that. And I'm going to get rid of the 6. That's 3 aces. That was not a good hand. Bummer. Next round. Sort by rank. Put out your 3s. We're at 125. And I pick a card for my turn. And we're going to try to match our partner. My partner threw out a 7. I don't have any 7s to throw out to show her all my 7s. I'm going to get rid of a 5. My opponent on my left has been throwing out 6s, so I'm going to throw out a 6. I'm also going to try for a special hand, possibly. I don't have any wilds, so it's hard for me to open. I have aces, nines, and fives. Oh, good, my partner's opening. We match nice with tens. I have fours. I'm going to hold on to them. I'm going to put out my tens to make a canasta. Put out my 8. And I'm going to get rid of my ace. Two sevens are in there. I'm going to discard my 7. Actually, I'm going to put out my 4s. I don't know if my partner has any. And my partner showed me their 7, so I'm going to discard my 7. I'm going to discard, they're never going to discard a queen to me. I'm going to put out the queen. Put out my 3. Queen or 8 would have been fine. 8's a closed card. High point card of ace. I'm not going to pick it. All the 7s are not in there. And I don't want to get stuck with all those aces. So my partner was holding on to 2 7s. That was perfect. And we didn't need to hold on to aces anymore because the opponents melded them, and we weren't trying to prevent them from making pure aces. They are at 155 and we are at 125. Always sort by rank. No 3s. We could possibly go for a special hand. I'll hold the 7 for 1 round. I'm going to start getting rid of these cards to see if we get 2 pairs, 4 of a kind, and 3 3. This is very bold to hold these 7s because if they get a special hand, then I'm going to get a penalty. I might get rid of it now. You don't want to hold it too long. That's 2 7s. We just need 3 of a kind, so I'm going to get rid of 1 6. We need another pair. My partner's opening with wild cards, which works out well. Came down with 5 wild cards. I have a pair. I'm going to go ahead and close that. So now I'm going to set myself up with pairs to be able to pick the pack. My partner picked it, which that pack was full. So I'm going to dump my 7s because there was a bunch of 7s in there so that my partner can count the 7s. They are now going to be keeper of the 7s. We have 6s to close out the 6s and make a canasta. And that's all I can help with. It's 1 7. 1 ace, 1 7. 2 7s, 1 ace. 3 sevens, 2 aces. Four sevens, 2 aces. And that's dirty. I'm not going to pick it up. I won't be able to get rid of those cards. Let's put out our jacks and get rid of a 10. The other team got walloped with their threes. They lost 1,000 points just in threes because they did not get a canasta. We went up 4,035, so we're at 155. The other team is at 125. We got a lot of nice canastas here with the canasta, the wild card canasta, and with 3 pure canastas. Put out your threes, pick a new card for your turn. And maybe we can do a special hand of pairs if we get matching jokers with 2 aces we need. So that's 1 7. So you can look back 3 cards. The person on my left threw out an 8, so I'm assuming they don't have any 8s. So I'm going to break up my pair and put out, pick a card first. Oh, there's my queen. Oh no, I have a triple here. Let's take the chance. We almost have zip code. We have 4 of a kind, 3 of a kind, 3 of a kind, pair. And if we get another wild, that would be a pair. Let's take the chance to get rid of a 10. Oh, good. He didn't have it. This is a chance. I don't have enough cards yet to open. That's the joker right there. 1 7. 2 sevens. Oh, that's the end for us. Bummer. I never got the points to be able to open. So we lost 415 points, which isn't too bad. We didn't have hardly any wild cards. She had 2 2s and I had 1 joker. So we're still at 180 and they're at 155. Put out your threes. Pick a card. And discard a low card. We're at 180, so we need all the high points we can get. It's 1 7. 2 sevens. 3 sevens, 4 sevens. So we have 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. But we're also missing 3 of a kind. Oh, 5 7s. I can put out my jack. I want to put out my 2 aces because that won't make a canasta. I hope we can use these wild cards. Oh, I can make this. Close that. Our first canasta's closed. And I'm actually going to get rid of an ace. Maybe we'll get one of these high cards. We're not going to be able to close a canasta of aces. I was hoping to be able to pick the pack. Oh, we have a 10. Let me put my 10 out. Nines, 10s, and 6s. So I'm going to use these 9s for discards. I think that's like the 6th, 7th. I'm putting out the queens and getting rid of the 9s. I'm going to ask my partner to go out. Oh, no, I can't. Oh, yes, I can. I'm going to ask my partner to go out. I'm going to put out my 2 kings. I'm going to close the queens. I can put out the ace and discard the 9. So we got 1,500 for that round. They got 390. I discarded the aces because I felt like they had aces also and they were trying to open with them, so I didn't feel like we were going to be able to make a canasta of them. And we don't have any 5s, and we don't want to keep these low cards. We're trying for 180. That's 2 7s. Three 7s. 4 7s. So we have 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. I'm going to have to get rid of one of these. So we get another pair. Oh, now they have pairs. They have 9s. Oh boy, that's a big deck. This one won't be our hand. They've almost got all the cards. There's 4 7s in there. They do have time to get rid of them. We won't be able to use 9s. So we have 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. We're 1 short. Nope, gotta get rid of our aces. can't go out because he has more than 2 sevens in his hand. So we have 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Oh, we can't use these. That would have been 80, but they're a closed canasta. That stinks. And we can't go out now. Well, I think it would have one card, but it won't matter. Let's say 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. I mean, we can try and put it out, but it's not really going to make a difference. And the 8s and jacks are not going to be able to make a canasta. We could try for queens. So let me put this on the queens. And I'm going to discard a 5. I don't get anything because we're past the turn card. My partner picked the pack, and probably shouldn't because it was a terrible pack. There was a lot of 7s in there. We got a penalty for holding 7s, which is 1,500. And I guess we didn't get the penalty for our 3s, which would have been 500, 600. We probably would have been better off that way, taking the penalty. But anyway, they won the hand with 8,500 points. Didn't work out this hand. That's okay. We were up and down. I thought we had a pretty good game. For the most part, we did make wilds, and we watched counting the aces, so nobody ever got aces or 7s. So that was good. I thank you for joining me, and again, don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed tonight's play and presentation. Don't forget to join me next week for part 2, where we'll go over some tips and strategies. Thank you. Have a great night, everyone. See you next week. Bye-bye.